Only a boy named David, only a little sling. Only a boy named David, but he could pray and sing. Only a boy named David.
Hello! Hello children, it's lovely to be with you once more. In the Bible we read about people God chooses to do special jobs for him. Did you know that God doesn't only choose grown-ups? Today's story is about a boy only so big, and a man who is this big. Now then, in the story there'll be times when you can join in with the cheering. So half the class will be on David's side, and the other half will be on Goliath's side. So we need lots of cheering for them. And also in the story it talks about a sling. It's not something that you put your arm in when you've broken it. This type of sling is when it's a piece of material, or a bit like a catapult, that you can swing round and make the stones go really a long way. So let's find out what happens as we open the book and read David and Goliath. Goliath was big. He had to stoop to get through doorways. His head was always bumping up against the ceiling. And his friends thought twice before inviting him to dinner. Goliath had a big spear, 10 feet long at least, with a big iron point, and his big bronze armour weighed 100 pounds or more. Goliath had a big voice too, and one day he used it. He stamped out in front of his army of Philistines and shouted across the valley to the soldiers camped on the other side.
Hey, up Goliath, down with the Israelites!
I am Goliath, and I challenge you, I dare you, to come and fight with me. If you win, we'll become your slaves. But if you lose, you will work for us, and we will work you hard.
David was little, just a boy really, who looked after the sheep.
Hello, Fluffy. Oh, hello, Willie. Oh, hi, Brian. Come on, I'll look after you. Come on.
When he wanted a break from that, he carried cheese to his brothers in the army.
Oh, let's just check I've got my cheese for my lunch. Yes, good. Yes, come on.
And that's what he was doing one day when he heard Goliath shout.
I am Goliath.
David was a little angry. Who does that giant think he is? With God's help, I can defeat that giant.
So David took a little walk. He went to see the king.
I want to fight that giant.
but you're so little and he's so big.
But I have God to help me. He helps me protect my sheep.
Well, all right, but at least let me lend you my armour.
It's heavy. Oh.
Can you fight in that?
Oh, no, that's too heavy. I don't need this. I have my sling and I have 5 stones. I can fight off any animals from my sheep with these. I can fight the giant with these.
Go, David!
God will be with me. Yes, I can do it with my sling and my 5 stones.
And picked up 5 little stones instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a sling and his trusty shepherd's staff. Goliath gave a big laugh when he saw the little boy, and he took 2 big steps. David ran a little way. 2 more giant steps for Goliath, and David ran a little further. They were in the middle of the valley now, and everything was quiet. Goliath roared a big roar, sucked in a big breath of air, and raised his big spear. David sneaked his little hand into his little pouch, pulled out a little stone and slipped it in his sling. Then he spun it round his head and let it fly. And before the giant could say another word, the stone struck him on the head, and he fell with a big thud to the ground. David's side shouted a big hooray!
Go, David!
Goliath's side whispered,
Down with the Hebrews!
and from then on, some pretty big things happened to the little shepherd boy. He was given a king's reward. He was promised the hand of the king's daughter in marriage.
Oh, wonderful! I will reward you! Hooray!
And one day he became king himself, the very best king God's people ever had. So, what was the giant's name in the story? Yes, Goliath. Can you imagine how big he was? As tall as this room, or even bigger. The story of David shows that little people can sometimes tackle big problems. David trusted God to help him, and we can ask God to help us too. So let's close our eyes for a moment and think about a problem you might like help with. Now it's over to Brian for a song.
Okay, we're going to sing a new song for you, and if you can join in, that'd be nice. So we'll sing it through twice. Only a boy named David. Only a boy named David, only a little sling. Only a boy named David, but he could pray and sing. Only a boy named David, only a rippling brook. Only a boy named David, but 5 little stones he took. And 1 little stone went in the sling, and the sling went round and round. And 1 little stone went in the sling, and the sling went round and round. And round and round and round and round and round and round and round. And 1 little stone went up in the air, and the giant came tumbling down. Only a boy named David, only a little sling. Only a boy named David, but he could pray and sing. Only a boy named David, only a rippling brook. Only a boy named David, but 5 little stones he took. And 1 little stone went into the sling, and the sling went round and round. And 1 little stone went in the sling, and the sling went round and round. And round and round and round and round and round and round and round. And 1 little stone went up in the air, and the giant came tumbling down.
Thank you, Brian. Now I'm going to say a prayer, and if you want to make it your prayer, say Amen at the end after me. Dear God, when our problems seem very big, please remind us that you are there to help us. Amen. Bye, children. See you next time.
Goodbye, everybody!
Bye!
And 1 little stone went in the sling, and the sling went round and round. And 1 little stone went in the sling, and the sling went round and round. And round and round and round and round and round and round and round. And 1 little stone went up in the air, and the giant came tumbling down.